Hello, everybody. My name is Edward Kwong, and today I am going to do a presentation on the new feature Power Search in Elliott 8.6. And when you just upgraded to Elliott 8.6, and you may say, oh, I don't see any difference. Yeah, that's because our philosophy is that any new feature, generally speaking, unless you turn it on, otherwise you will not notice the existence. And so that's basically our philosophy, trying to be backward compatible. And so same thing for Power Search. If you just start to use Elliott 8.6, you will not see Power Search. But it's a very powerful feature. So I'm going to show you how to turn it on, how to use it, and it's a great feature. And so the first thing is, let's say, suppose I go to, let's say, to present it, okay, I want to show you how we currently do the search. If I go to the item file maintenance, I can do F7, and I can search by item number, or I can do a FA, and then to search by, say, description, and system will find the item for me. Now, the the power search is addition to this F7 FA search feature. Now, we made an assessment that F7 will be less valuable because if you do know the item number, you can just enter the item number. You probably don't need the F7 search that much, right? But on the other hand, FA is very valuable. And then so then therefore, the power search is basically implemented with the F7 key, which is I'm going to show you. To enable power search, the first thing you will need to do is you go to the global setup. Inside the global setup, and there is the what we call the under system. There is something called a company specialized control. And the flag number 5, you need to answer yes in order to turn it on. Once you turn on this flag, right? Then what will happen is everybody will be able to perform power search. So I'm going to show you an example of a power search. And and if I go to change, I still have F7, F8, right? If I press F8, I do the search for, okay, raw material. I still can do that. But if I do F7, now you see something different because the first choice called legacy item number search, it is still your old F7. So you still can use it. But if you like to do additional feature like this is a power search. So I'm going to choose this one, okay? And whenever you see the search like 8-digit number followed by the B.1.1.0, the followed by 3 segment of the number, this type of structure are power search, okay? So I'm going to choose this one, and as you can see, it pop up with GUI user interface, very different from before. And I can, well, let's say just hit enter and then it will give me everything, right? So I want to show you the first thing about the power search. If let's say I am interested in finding anything that has the toner in there, okay? In this case, this 3 item, right, has the toner in there. So I'm sorry, let me do one more time. And so I am going to search anything like a toner. And as you can see, I find these 3 items. This is not possible with the FA search because FA search, you must search the leading character. But in the power search, we are able to search with everything, including the toner word content in the description. And this is applicable to every single field that's available for searching. And then so that's just basically one of the example of power search that it is more powerful than before. Let's say I'm interested in this one, and I just hit enter, and I get the item I want, right? Now, I want to show you that if I want to modify this one, let's say suppose I have a quantity available column, right? Let's say I want to add more information. Well, we know quantity available is quantity on hand, quantity allocated. Maybe I want to have a quantity on hand. I want to have a quantity allocated. Maybe I also want to have a quantity on order. If I want to show those information, I can actually do it myself. Okay. As a user, you can do it. You don't have to rely us, okay, to add those columns for you. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Well, in that case, if you have the privilege, you will see there is a button here called modify at the bottom right corner. But in this case, it's not available because I don't have a security. So how do I give myself the security to do it? I will go to the password setup under system utility, and I would bring up the particular user, which in this case is I want to give user EMK, and the setup screen is in screen number 6, which has this flag saying that allowed to run and modify report desk / power search. If I answer yes to this one, then I will be able to do it. Okay. And so now let's try it again. Now I may need to log out, but let's see whether it allow me to do that or not. F7 and search. Yeah, sure enough, there is a modify button now. Okay. So what do I want to modify? Well, I said I want to modify by introducing additional column, right? So right now there's a quantity available. I want quantity on hand. I want quantity allocated. I also want a quantity on order. So what I do is I click on modify. And as you can see, this is the column that's available on the screen. And quantity available, it is actually a calculated field. So you see it it has a bracket around it to indicate this is a calculated field. So I want to have the say quantity I want to have the quantity on hand, right? So what do? I scroll it down to find my item. It's item quantity on hand. I want to put this quantity on hand in front of my quantity available. So I just drag it and drop between. Okay, so I got my quantity on hand. I also want to get my quantity allocated, which is this guy. And I want to put it behind the item quantity on hand. So I just drag it and drop it. All right, I got that too. What if I want to get quantity on order? So that will be quantity on order. I want to put that after the quantity available. So I put that behind. So now I have quantity on order. Let's say this is what I want. Okay. And I can just say, hey, let me go ahead. Uh, I'm gonna save this. So in order for me to save it, before I save it, I want to change the title, and I want to say UDS item search description search. I would say with quantity on hand allocate. Well, okay, it's too long. Okay, so I need to shorten it. Quantity number, description, search with quantity on hand, allocate, and on order. Okay, so that's my name, right? So I click on the bottom left corner, there's this save news, okay? So I click save news, and I said this is item uh, user defined item number and the description search with this is I just say item number, description, search with quantity on hand, allocate, and on order column, something like that. I said, okay. So designer said, would you like to exit? That's it. I said, yes, I do like to exit. Okay. And I'm getting out. So now I do F7 again. Uh, well, that's funny because I'm supposed to see it.
Maybe all the way out.
Uh, I So after you make the changes, what you need to do is you need to exit all the way out. And then when you come back again, and then when you do a F7 search, you'll find this one, okay? Now, this one, if you look at this one, right? This is the one that we use as a basis to modify and then derive this one. And you see this one has a .1 in the end. And then so it's basically saying that, okay, I am developing based on the .1, .1, and then now I'm the .1 version, right? If I make another change, another variance based on this guy, or based on this guy, and then what will happen, it will say .1, .1, .2. So when you see the last digit that's not a zero, it basically meaning this guy has been modified, and it is a custom one that the user created on their own. It is not the original. But versus the .0, those are the one that developed from the Netherlands as an original feature. Okay, so that's the differences. Okay, how you can tell. Now, so now if I go to do a search, and if I just say search for everything, and as you can see now, it has the quantity on hand, allocated, and available. And then you also have the quantity on order. Okay, so those columns were just added. As you notice that this screen didn't really become wider, right? And what happened is when we add additional column to this screen, what it does is just basically saying that, all right, uh, we need to add additional column. How do we fit this information into the screen? And if you said, well, I can squeeze something in there, then you just squeeze something in there. It was trying to do the auto fit and then trying to determine what would be the necessary space for each one of the columns. So you don't have to worry about it. You just worry what column you want to on the screen. So you say, well, what if there's a you just select too many columns and then there's not enough space, right, to display everything? Well, that's possible. When that happens, we just basically truncated some column. And maybe in this case, like a description, we will make it shorter, etc. We will make the intelligent choice, trying to squeeze the space, okay, in there, and then so you can see everything. So that's what's behind that. So what I have shown you is I have shown you that as a user, you can modify the report we provided, and provided you have that security turned on. And I can make additional columns available. And what if, let's say, I want this report sorted by the by the description sequence instead of by the item number sequence? Well, you can do that. So let's go ahead and do a modify. And you see that right now you said it's a sorting by item number, right? I want to drag something, okay, called the item description one. I drag this guy over, and so now it has item description one. So it would be sorting by item description one. Item number, I can get rid of it if I want to. Or let's say maybe I have two items has the identical description. So then in that case, how do you break the tie if they have identical description? Well, in that case, then the second sorting criteria is the item number. So I can either get rid of this column or I can keep this column. So it will be fine either way. Okay. So I am going to say, all right, this one is called by description. Okay, well, running out of space. So sorting by item number, well, because I don't have enough space, so I have to by description. Quantity allocated. Order by DSC. Okay, so I am going to save this. At this time, I can either save this guy by modifying my previous one, or I can say, hey, I want to save this as a new report, okay? I'm sorry, new search. So I choose to search new, okay? And so something I said by order and by this description sequence. Say, okay, would you like to exit? Yes, okay. And now, again, right? I need to get out, okay, and come back again and do my F7 search. And then now I see the .2 version. And in that case, if I search and press enter, and now you see, well, okay, it's by description. So the one that has an empty description showing up, that's not nice. Okay, so I'm gonna say raw. Okay, and then so anything that has raw, okay, in there. So you see that this raw is not just the leading raw, but content raw also showing up, and then it's sorting by the description sequence, the description C, and then starting with H, and then start with R. Okay, and then within all the same description raw material of toner Ryzen, and then it's by the item number sequence. So that's basically what we talk about. So now you said, okay, great. Okay, not only you can inference as far as what column to show up, you can also inference how it will be sold. And what if, let's say, I want to have an additional column, and maybe I want to search by product category. Can I do that? Okay, yeah, you can, okay. So then what we do is we're gonna modify it. And inside this, okay, we have a search by item number, description, and has some checkbox. I'm gonna expand the item number. I am IT file table. I'm gonna find my item product category. Item product category. I'm gonna put it behind the full description area. So I'm going to put it right here. All right. And so the set is equal, right? Now, the you can say is equal, or you can say it is like. So what is the option here? The option is you can say, I want to be equal, I want to be not equal, I want to be less than, greater, less equal than, greater equal than, and I want to do a between. That's also an option. And I want to do a begin with. I can do a like, okay, if I want to. So let me just do a like, okay? And the the wording is not to my preference. I wanted this one to have a better literal. I'm just going to say product category, okay? And then I am going to say new again. And so in this case is I'm gonna say with category, okay? With category search. Yep, I am done here, and I'm gonna exit out and come back again and change. And if I hit F7, and you see that this is the one that I just added, okay? So in this case, you see that we have an item, we have description, and we can have also the category like, and well, let's say suppose I don't know what category to look for, but let's say, I see there's a category 1 and the category CL, okay? Let's say suppose I just say I want to look for all the category like CL. So now you only got your category CL here, okay? So you can do this basically for every single column that you like. So you can choose what filter you want as a search, and then you can choose what column to display. You can choose what display sequence you want. And then once you do that, and then you can just basically make it available. And then now everybody can use the new design you want. So this is what we call the power search feature. And so there are other more powerful feature, and then which is, we can talk about uh, in another presentation. But at this moment, this will give you some basic idea to get started. Any question?
No.
That's great. So I like to thanks everybody here for coming, and then look for our future recording. Thank you. Bye bye.